Sir, shall we wait for more 2 minutes? Other students can join for the session because they were in lecture right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. Let them join.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir, shall we?
Yes.
Okay. So, good afternoon to one and all present over here. I, Professor B.S. Sawase, welcome you all in this today's session of importance of communication skills for engineers or engineers' life. Today, we have received one eminent personality, Professor Punjab Rao Chauhan, Head Department of General Science and Humanities, Shivaji Polytechnic College, Sangola. He has completed his MA from Solapur University. He has qualified SET in English. Also, he has done his MBA in HR from Punjab Technical Institute University. Now he has been pursuing PhD from Shivaji University, Kolhapur. He has almost 12 years experience of teaching. Now, he has been teaching many subjects like communication skills, English, behavioral science, managerial skills, management, Along with that, he has the command on research activities. He has published almost 5 research papers and many papers published in their journals. As well, he has presented many papers in national and international conference. So, I would like to welcome again for this session. Also, I would like to welcome for the first year head of the department, Professor Nikam sir, for this session. And I request Professor Chavan sir, please continue the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. First of all, good evening to all of you. It is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to have been invited for this session by one of the reputed institutes of the country. I take this opportunity to thank Honorable Professor Dr. Karande sir, who has permitted me to be here to interact with you. I also thank Professor Nikam sir, who has been working as a head of the department, and a special thanks goes to my friend Professor Bapu Sahib Sawase sir, who invited me for this webinar. And of course, I'm thankful to all the students who, despite having attended all the lectures in the morning session, have turned up in large number for this webinar. Let me tell you, all the students, you are really fortunate students because you are pursuing your BTech in a reputed institute like Srinagar Technical Institute. Definitely, you will be industry ready as soon as you complete the graduation, because this is the institute where all-round development of the students is focused. I would like to take you to the presentation. Meanwhile, I will throw some questions to the students, and I hope you will try your level best to answer the questions, because I want this session to be interactive. I'm here to interact with you. I'm here to discuss with you on the topic importance of communication skills. So let me take you to my presentation. Just 1 minute. Yes. So, overview of the presentation, what we will discuss during this session: introduction of the communication, then general goals of communication, and then I will talk in particular about importance of communication skills in engineers' life. The focus will be more on engineers' life, why communication is essential for them. I will talk in terms of college life, business life, and personal life. So what is the importance of communication skills while you are pursuing your graduation, post-graduation, or even PhD? Then business life, when you will be part of corporate sector. Again, there communication plays a very vital role. And in personal or social life, also communication has a lot of importance. And at the end of the session, I think someone's mic is unmuted. So, sir, will you please make sure that, yes. And I will end the session with some tips to improve your existing communication levels.
Priyesh, please your mic. Yes, he has done.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So, before we move on with the session, I would like to some questions to the students. If you want to answer, please unmute your mic and speak up. If you feel shy or a little bit nervous, you can put up your answer in the chat box and we will move on. Now you are the first students of BTech and your journey of professional education has just begun. And this pandemic has created big problems for the education sector, but we have to thank to the technology for enabling us to keep the ball rolling despite having numerous problems due to COVID pandemic. The teaching fraternity across the globe is striving their best to keep the teaching learning process on. So my question to students is, have you participated in group discussions, debates, or have you delivered speeches on various occasions in your life so far? In your school life, in your higher secondary school? I want to know how many of you have delivered such a kind of speeches or participated in such a kind of activities. Yes, sir. Sorry, so that you can read the slides. Yes, sir. Just 1 minute. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Here only, sir. Right bottom. This one, yeah, this one. Or not this one. Before Zoom. Yes, this one. Or this one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it, sir. I got it. Yes, sir. I think now slides are clearly visible to all of you. I think so. Okay, so my question was, how many of you have participated in such activities? GD, debate, elocution competitions? Okay, no problem. You might have participated, but you don't want to tell us that. When you participated, you must have realized what you speak is important, no doubt, but equally important was how you speak. So that is the communication. And sometimes we give more importance to the content of the speech, content of the lecture, content of the presentation or webinar. But we forget about crucial points about its delivery, how it should be delivered. So there exactly lies the importance of communication. So let us understand what is communication first, because there are a number of people who have defined the activity of communication in a number of ways. So I would like to make you understand the exact meaning of communication by explaining these 4 definitions. The first definition is right in front of you, which is a bookish one. So it says that communication is an exchange of information between individuals through a common system. The system may be symbols, signs, or gestures. Or students may say, sir, most of the time we communicate through language. So is language a sign? Yes, language itself is a sign. So we communicate through symbols. For example, when we show white flag, it is a symbol of surrender. When a red flag is shown, it is a symbol of danger. So signs also help us to communicate. So this is the bookish language. This definition tells us that communication, through communication, we exchange information. And at least two people are needed to take the event of communication. Then the second definition, if you look at it, says communication is ability to use language. Here the focus is on language, and through language express information effectively. So this definition says we can share information, we can express information effectively by using language. But it focuses more on ability to use language. Because you have seen in your life so far, you must have seen, because some people or some teachers deliver their subject very effectively. On the other hand, some have some problems. Some political leader do the propaganda of their ideology very effectively. I'm not naming such a persons here, that would not be appropriate. But they do this. And some teachers have some problems in delivering their content. So what is so? Why is it so? So the problem is their ability to use language. Their problem is with their ability to simplify the content of their lecture. If we look at the third definition, which is given by American Management Association, this definition says communication is any behavior. So you may wonder, how can communication be behavior? If you look at this definition, communication is any behavior that results into an exchange of meaning. Exchange of meaning. So in every definition, you can understand there is exchange of something. In first definition, we saw there is exchange of information. In second definition, again, we saw there is an exchange of information. But the third definition says exchange of meaning. So in effective communication, in real communication, meaning is exchanged, not the words. Do you understand the difference between exchanging of words and exchanging of meaning? If you are attending a lecture and a particular teacher of a particular subject is delivering his lecture and you are understanding the thing, is that communication? Is communication happening in that classroom? Certainly not. It is just an exchange of words, which is done by that particular teacher. And if you are understanding everything, every word, every concept, the content of that particular subject, we can say meaning is exchanged. When I say something to you and when you understand as it is, when you understand my desired meaning, then we can say communication is actual taking place. Otherwise, it is just an exchange of words. So third definition is also important. Now, what about the behavior? Because in earlier definitions, we saw we use language, we use signs, symbols, gestures, postures, anything. But this definition says communication is any behavior. My question to students who are online for this session is, have you ever communicated without words? Or can you communicate without words, using words, using language, written or oral? If yes, please say so in chat box. Yes, we do. We do communicate without language. Language means without oral or written language. We communicate through gestures. We communicate through facial expressions. We communicate through posture. We communicate through chronemics, proxemics, haptics. Number of non-verbal codes are there. So any behavior, sometimes in the home, you must have observed that a child who is making noise and his father looks at him angrily, just looks, by making his eyes wide, rolling, sometimes red. The child understands what his father wants to convey him. So that is communication through behavior. And that's why the number 3 definition by American Management Association is more perfect. And the last definition, particularly, I feel this is very important. This is not a bookish definition. You have to tell me the difference between. This definition says communication is not just talking in front of people. Be careful while reading and listening. Communication is not just talking in front of people. Communication is talking to people. TWO2, that is not two, TO, two people. So what is the difference? Talking in front of people and talking to people. Will you please, if anybody from students. Again, talking in front of people means you're just doing one-side communication. You're teaching your subject, you're giving a speech, you're explaining something, you're informing something, but the person who is at the receiver's end, other end, is not getting anything. So you're just in front of him. You're just standing in front of him and saying something which is not understandable to your receiver. So that is talking in front of people. Then what is talking to people? It is the real communication. When you are talking to people, people are involved in the process of communication. They are responding positively. They are maintaining eye contact with you. They are there both physically and mentally. They are taking note of everything. They are understanding your message. So that is talking to people. And we all have experienced this. We have all experienced this in our college life, in our school-going days, even now today. Some people a person is talking to us in front of, he's saying something, and we are not understanding it all. We are not focusing on him. So he goes on talking, but we understand nothing. So this is the difference. So in short, in effective communication, meaning is exchanged, not the words. When our desired message is received by the receiver, then effective communication takes place. Now let's move on. Why do we communicate? These are the general goals of communication that I would like to bring to your notice. Why do we communication? Right now I'm communicating with you. So there is a purpose behind that. And what is this? What is the goal of my webinar? What is the goal of my session? To make you aware about the importance of communication skills so that you understand it thoroughly and you start working on that. And you will excel. You will be an effective communicator while working in the industry. So that is the intention, to make you aware about the importance of communication skills, and that's why I'm delivering this session. So in general, communication has a lot of goals. Sometimes we communicate to explain our ideas, thoughts, to explain some concepts to others. Sometimes we communicate to get information that we want to seek. Sometimes we communicate to give information to others, to inform something to others, even to motivate. Because being an engineer, you have to be a good motivator, because after all, you're going to be work in team. So there, you have to play the role of motivator, and through communication, you can motivate people. You have seen, can you tell me some political leaders who have motivated people of the nation to vote for their parties? Now the question lies in your area of interest. Please mention such names in chat box. Do you know such a leaders across the globe, or at least in Maharashtra or India, that you think they are good communicator? They communicate the ideology of their political party to the people of the Maharashtra.
So Uddhav Thackeray.
Yes, Uddhav Thackeray. Okay. Raj Thackeray. Yes.
Raj Thackeray.
Now students are, yes, Raj Thackeray, Uddhav Thackeray. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, yes. He did the same in 2014. Okay. He motivated the people of nation to vote for his party. Okay. So in every field of life, communication helps you a lot, be it a teacher, be it a political leader, be it an advocate, be it a student, be it a businessman. You need to have a good communication skills. So, you know, these people are good communicator and they communicate their ideas, their thoughts effectively to the people and to gain people's attention. And you have observed, must have observed, people who are good communicator can easily get the attention of the people in society, in social groups, even in colleges, even in company, wherever we go. The people who are good at communication skills, they become the center of attraction because they effectively communicate their thoughts and ideas to the people around to them. So these are the common goals. Now we have to focus on specific goals for engineers. Why communication is so important for engineers? We have to see that. Okay, so now you can understand how communication skills are important for engineers. Now your journey has just begun. But the moment you complete your graduation and start searching your dream job in your dream company, you are about to face interviews, then you will realize how communication skills are important. But generally, students focus more on technical skills and mathematical skills, and I think they are not doing wrong by doing so. They are doing right, exactly right, because technical skills are of utmost importance. Mathematical skills are also of utmost importance. However, they fail to realize, they fail to understand the importance of communication skills or soft skills for their career development. And by the time they realize, things have slipped from their hand. Let me tell you one thing. In next week, your interview is there in a very reputed company of international reputation. And you know the job position, you know the job description in detail. And you realize a technical term or technical concept, which is really very important to do that job, you have forgotten. You can understand it within 2 or 3 days by reading the books or by consulting with the experts. But tell me, can you develop your communication skills overnight? The next 2 days, your interview is there. It is going to be held in English. It's a panel interview. And you realize now that my communication skill is so poor. I want to improve it. Are you going to improve it within 2 days? Not at all. When you realize I have no command over English language and I'm going to be part of an international organization, international company, multinational company, where English is the only language of communication. Tell me, can you improve your English within a week? Not at all. So these soft skills, you have to improve from the very first year of your BTech. You have enough time. At the end of the session, I will tell you what you have to do. So we will see one by one how important communication skill is for engineers. Let's proceed. So at college level, being students of engineering, you have to do many group activities, your projects, your seminars, you participate in workshops, and you are supposed to participate in group discussions because your training and placement department organizes such activities periodically or every time and again because of the importance of soft skills. So group discussion is also a part of interview process. So the candidate is analyzed, evaluated on his performance in group discussion of just 15 minutes. Debate is there. Elocution, which is speech competitions. So you have to participate at college level in these activities. And students who speak confidently in group discussions, who debated wisely and effectively in debate competition, who deliver speeches on the various occasions, become the center of attraction in the college as well. They are noticed by the faculty members. And these skills are going to help you ultimately in your career. Now, in industry, again there, communication skills are vital. Because most of the projects, activities are in groups. And when we work in groups, coordination plays very important role. Because if there is no coordination, your group doesn't remain group. It becomes just a crowd which has no goal to achieve. So, while working in groups, while working on various projects where the employees are from various backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, the educational backgrounds, different skill sets. So that time communication helps you to have a coordination among the activities that you are carrying out as a part of group. So there, communication is very important. Then, apart from technical skills or technical activities, you have to do a lot of written documentation. You cannot hire a person who is good at documentation for that purpose. It is your duty to be good at documentation. Office drafting, you are a supervisor, you have to draft a notice to your employee, your subordinates. You are a manager, you will have to be able to draft a memorandum to the employee who has broken the discipline of your organization. You are supposed to prepare technical reports, proposals. So there also, effective written communication plays very important role. So effective communication enables you to share your ideas, thoughts, and even queries, problems with your seniors in an effective manner. So this is the importance. Now, interviews, the most important part of engineering students, because most of the students want to be salaried employees. Very few students want to be an entrepreneur. So as soon as you enter in your final year of BTech or BE, you start preparing for for getting job in your dream company or your dream job. Actually, we have to start preparation from the very first year. And at the time of interview, the would-be employers, hiring managers, deliberately look for strong communication skills. You may have number of candidates who are having some technical skills, some technical knowledge. If there are number of candidates, then how to select most suitable candidates from these? Then the industry expects something more. They look for strong communication skills. They look for whether the candidate is having good presentation skills, whether the candidate is having right type of attitude to work in our organization. So at the time of interview, communication skills are very important, because whatever knowledge, whatever skills you acquire, knowledge you gain during your BTech, during your 4 years of graduation, are evaluated, are checked within 15 minutes, within the interaction of 15 minutes. You have just 15 minutes to showcase your skills, your knowledge, your ability. You have to prove that how you are the best candidate for the post. And if you fail to prove that you are the best candidate, your chances of getting the job are very less. Then what is the role of communication here? What is the role of communication here? Here, communication helps you to showcase your knowledge, your skills in a brief and in an effective manner to the interviewer. Do you understand? So, mastery of communication at the time of interview is very important, and candidate can convey to the interviewer how he is a good fit for the job if he's having good communication skills apart from the technical skills. I'm not saying technical skills are not important. They are of utmost importance, but at the same time, you need to have a proper set of soft skills. Then, when you enter in an organization...
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Actually, will you please manage your slides according to your talk? I think so. This
Yes, sir, yes.
first slide is going on only.
First slide. Oh, sorry, sir. Again.
Slide is going on first, and you are talking for the fourth or fifth slide. So
Yes.
please
Okay, sir.
make it full screen if possible.
Yes. Just 1 minute. I will
Go
read
on the
the
same screen and
slides.
press F5 for the presentation, full presentation.
Yes. Now, yes, sir. Just 1 minute. Huh? Yes. Yes. I think
Press F5, sir.
yes, sir.
Control. Only F5.
Only F5. Just which slide is visible to you? I think the first one. Yep.
And
Just the
now-
F5 or control. Just 1 minute. Will it be okay, sir, if I do slideshow? Hello?
Yes, sir. Please
So-
present your screen and let's continue.
Yes, sir. Just 1 minute, sir. Give me 1 minute. Yes.
Please now click on
Okay.
here, near to Zoom. That one tab is there like monitor. So
Yes,
please
yes, yes. The
fully visible.
reading view, slide sorter is there, and normal.
There,
slideshow is there,
slideshow.
sir.
Yes.
I
Click
think
on the
that-
same.
Yes, I clicked on that.
It's not working, I think so.
Yes, that is the problem.
Can you click once again?
Yes. Instead of that,
I think so. There is the problem. Let's continue
Yes,
with the
sir.
same, but change the slides accordingly.
yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Now
you.
I think
Thank you.
this slide number, yes, yes. Okay. After interview, when you succeed to get the job in your dream company, you are supposed to carry out different managerial functions. You may be part of top level management, you may be part of middle level management, or you may be part of lower level management as per your managerial skills, as per your technical knowledge. But no matter where you work in the hierarchy of management level, you have to carry out these functions of management: planning, organizing. In planning, what engineers are supposed to do, they have to plan their work. They have to plan the responsibility assigned to them. They have to plan if they are assigned with a project. So we plan to how to do, when to do, or by whom to do. That is, I'm not going to discuss in detail. Organizing of three resources: man, machine, and material, directing, controlling, and motivating. If we look at the four functions: organizing, directing, controlling, motivating, the role of communication, effective communication is very important. Because if you are working as a production manager, the entire responsibility of the production is on your shoulder. You are a leader of that department. So you have to direct your employees towards the achievement of the goals. You have to control them if there is any diversion, if there is any change. You have to control the procedures, you have to control the people and their activities, and motivation. So if a production manager or a sales manager is able to motivate his workforce, definitely that department or that particular team will achieve the organizational goals within stipulated time. So to carry out these functions, engineers need to have good and strong communication skills. Then just 1 minute, sir. Again, the same problem is there. Developing self-confidence. Yes. So, what is self-confidence and how a person gets it? When person feels confident, when you are having good technical skills, technical knowledge, or the knowledge in the area in which you are working. But apart from that, if you are having good interpersonal skills, you are having command over language, if you are a good communicator, you will feel confident. You must have realized in your life, so on so many occasions, you were asked to express your thoughts, to say something, to give speeches, but you could not. And if you analyze the reasons behind that, the number one reason will be your poor communication skill. Your fear to communicate in English, your fear to communicate confidently. So these things are deeply rooted in our personality and that we have to remove. And this is the right time. So generally, people who are good communicator behave confidently in all area of lives. Then we have to move forward. Then explaining presentations. So presentation skill is a kind of different skill where engineers are required to give presentations on various occasions. And you know that business world is full of presentations. So you cannot expect that I'm engineer and I'm not supposed to give presentation on any topic. I'm supposed to work on any machine, lathe machine, and many other, or on PC just to develop a new language or develop a software. It is not like that. Doing all these things, you are supposed to give presentations on various occasions. So these occasions are when you want to grab a project for your company, when you are required to give presentations before the government officers, when you are required to give presentations before your subordinates. Suppose a project is given to you, it is a time-bound activity, it is a time-bound project, and you have to make your subordinates, you have to make your colleagues understand what exactly the project is, how you are going to complete it, what resources you are required to complete the project. So this kind of presentations you have to give. You cannot run away from these kind of activities. And if you are able to give effective presentations, you can climb the ladder of success in the organization. You may be appointed as the supervisor. You may be appointed as the manager because you have managerial skills and you have this set of skills which is required to succeed in the corporate sector. So if your communication skill is good, you can deliver the presentations effectively. You can get your message across to the audience. You can convince your seniors how you are going to complete the project within time. You can convince the government officers how your company, how your group is most eligible to complete the project. So presentation skill is also important, and for that you need to have a good communication skills. And sometimes after presentation, during presentation, your audience will ask you questions, various questions regarding your presentations. So if you are having good knowledge of that subject and you have thoroughly prepared for the presentation, having good communication skills, you can impress your audience with your presentation. Then the next is commercial activities. In commercial activities, engineers are required to do marketing of their products, to do this marketing of the services they are providing, or whatever ideas, new creative ideas, because engineers are supposed to be creative persons. With their creativity, they design something new which is not in existence. And they have to sell their ideas, they have to sell their products, they have to sell their services to the customers, to their clients. And if you are good at communication skills, definitely you can carry out all these commercial activities, marketing, selling, advertising effectively. You are supposed to make progress reports. If you invent something, you want to patent it to your name, you have to do these kind of activities. And for this, communication will definitely help you. Then one more aspect is leadership that I will bring to your notice. So engineers are leaders in a sense, and those who have leadership qualities get the top positions in management. They become CEO of the company, they become general managers of the company, they become head of the HR department, they become head of the production department, sales department, marketing department. So these kinds of departments you generally find in corporate sector. So what is leader? So when we utter the word leader, we think of political leaders. So how Mr. Prime Minister is effectively leading the nation. So how the CM, Mr. CM of the Maharashtra is leading the state during the COVID pandemic. So, but engineers are also leaders. They have to lead. They have to work in team. They have a team to achieve the organizational goals. And when we look at the list of the qualities of the leaders, at the top of it, you will find strong communication skills. If you look at the political leaders or any leaders in other fields, you will realize, apart from having in-depth knowledge of their particular field, they are good communicators. They can effectively communicate their ideas, ideology to their followers. So what is leadership? Can you tell me who is a leader? Who is a leader in your sense? Whom will you call a leader? If anybody knows or if anybody wants to answer this question, please unmute your mic.
Who handle the situation?
Yes. Pallavi saying something. Yes. A person who can handle the situation. Yes. Okay. A person who takes initiatives, a person who coordinates all the activities, who motivates others, who gives direction to others. The simple definition of leader is one who knows the ways, who goes the ways, and who shows the ways. One who knows the ways, goes the ways, and shows the ways. And a true leader doesn't create followers. A true leader creates leaders like him. So let it be as it is. So when engineers are leaders, suppose you are a supervisor, you are a leader, you are a manager of sales department, you are a leader. You are a manager of production department, you are a leader. So you have to play the role of leader while working in the industry. And definitely effective communication helps you to motivate your team, to convey your instructions, to convey the steps in processes effectively to the team members. And here I would like to a fact to your notice. A survey was done by an agency, and in that survey, it was found more than 50% of the engineering courses fail purely due to ineffective people's management. People's management, man management, ज्याला आपण म्हणतो, किंवा human resource management. You know, in industry you will find man, machine, and money. Money and machine don't have minds. Only human being has a mind. So more than 50% engineering projects fail because of managers fail to manage the people in their team. And if you are a leader, you can manage them effectively. And for that, communication definitely helps you. Or inability of a manager to convey his message. If manager is not able to convey his message effectively, the team may not understand what they have to do, what they are supposed to do, what message they are being given. They will fail and there will be chaos. Chaotic situation will be there. Misunderstanding will be there. So for a leader, communication is also important. And then in earning respect in society, you know this, people who are good communicator get the attention of the people, and they are generally sought after by other people. Okay, then good job opportunities. Because of time constraints, I have to move rapidly on. Good job opportunities. Because everyone wants to get a good job. No one wants to get a job of under your reputation or under your skills. So definitely these things, means communication skills, presentation skills, and all the soft skills will help you to get good job opportunities. Then get work done in effective manner. If people are good communicators, they can convey their thoughts, their ideas, or even instructions to the people who are working with them effectively, and as a result of that, work will be completed effectively. Because if we look at the definition of management, management is nothing about getting the work done by others. So there also communication plays vital role in that. At the end of this session, I would like to give you some tips so that you act upon that, you work upon that, and you will try to develop your communication skill. So here is a list of some skills employers look for in their candidates. Of course, the first and the most important skill is technical skills. How sound you are technically during your 4 years of graduation. Then analytical and problem solving skills. How you analyze the problem? How you find out the reasons? How you go at the bottom of the problem? And how you give the solution to that? Just analyzing the problem and finding its reason is not enough. Being an engineer, you have to give solutions to that. Then subject specific knowledge. If you are a mechanical engineer, what kind of knowledge related to your branch you have is also checked. Then research mindedness, whether you are research minded or not, because when you work in industry, when you work in a technological field, technology keep changing with every day. Whatever is latest today becomes obsolete the very next day. So you have to research what better I can give to their customers or to the world. So again, along with that, good decision-making ability, because in work you have to make lots of decisions, and management skills is also important. Then understanding of other cultures, because if you work in multinational company, you will have a team of people having from different cultural backgrounds, different educational backgrounds, and there you should be able to adapt yourself to that kind of environment, and that is adaptability, how you adjust yourself. Then confidence and competence to work in international environment are considered the most essential qualities for engineers. So I hope you will understand, you will keep all these qualities in your mind and start working on that. Then at the bottom of these, all these skills we discussed, all these things I have told you, at the bottom of these lies an effective communication skill. So from this you can understand. Then we will proceed towards the end part of this session, tips to improve communication skills. Now you may say, sir, you made us understand the importance of communication skills in our personal life, in our professional life. So how to improve our existing communication level? Is there any way to out? Can we develop? Yes, you can. But you should realize this skill or these skills are important for me. If you ignore these skills now, and if you realize these skills are important before your interview or before your entry in corporate world, then nothing will be in your hand. So now you're the first year students and you have enough time to improve all these skills. So what I would like to suggest is practice, practice, and practice. And that we don't know, that we don't do is the problem with us. What we think, what I have observed with students in 10th standard, he thinks after 12th my English will be improved. He completes 12th, Again, you realize after graduation, these skills will be improved. Nothing happens automatically. You have to try deliberately. You have to give certain time to improve the skills. So practice. So how can you practice? Because when you say something in English, you think people may laugh at me. They make a fun of me. They will make a fun of me. Let them. It is your need. You want to improve your communication skills. You want to improve your English. You want to have a command over English language. Forget what others are saying. So practice. How can you practice? You are already pursuing your education in a very reputed institute. So there is a training and placement department. So get in touch with the people who are part of training and placement department. So whenever they organize debate competition, whenever they organize group discussion, whenever they organize elocution competitions, participate enthusiastically. Remove fear from your mind, but just participate. Whether you get first number, second number, at least you will get certificate of participation. So participation is very important. We have a social media. We have like-minded people. If your few friends want to improve their communication skills, why don't you have a separate group on WhatsApp? And whenever you communicate with one another, just communicate in English. You prepare your own presentation before them. If you feel shy, if you have fear in your mind to give your presentation before your faculty members, do this. Give these presentations before your peers. Then analyze your audience. Now I will give some practical tips. Before we speak, we have to analyze who is our audience. What is the size of the audience? What is their cultural background? What is their educational background? What are their interests? So it helps you to design your message accordingly and deliver strategies. That will help you a lot. Then have command over language. That is the big problem with us. See, if you have a command over English, if you have a command over Marathi or Hindi, you can be effective communicator. But being an engineer, we have to have a command over English language because it is the language of corporate sector. If you want to work in multinational companies, if you would like to see yourself associated with MNCs, you need to command this language. So how can? Simple. Speak, speak, and speak. Again, take help of your teachers, read English newspapers, blogs. You are fond of movies. So reviews of those movies should be read by you. Then learn to listen. We listen to respond, not to understand is the problem with us. Yes, you are supposed to respond, but first listen, understand, and then respond. So if you want to be a good speaker, be a good listener first. Listen a lot to good speakers, people who are good at communication skills, people who speak good English. Be friend with them. Definitely this will work out. Then when you are standing in front of the audience and you are giving a speech, you are giving a presentation, you should know how to engage your audience. You can use quotations, you can tell them stories which are relevant to your topic. And always have a sense of humor, because sense of humor helps you to make the presentation interesting one. So then, few more tips are there. Just 1 minute. Make proper use of body language. Here I would like to say few things, because most of the time teachers and people who are working in other fields focus more on their oral and written language. But at the same time, we forget what my body language is saying. So your facial expressions, appropriate gestures should be used, because we can speak live with the oral or written words, but we cannot speak live with body language. When we say something, the same must be said through our body language. So maintain eye contact when you are giving presentation, when you are communicating with your audience. Let them feel that this man is communicating with me. He's saying to me, he's talking to me. That feeling is very important to engage your audience in your presentation. Then learn art of voice modulation. Now you may say, voice is a natural gift. I do agree, completely agree. And each of us cannot have as good voice as Amitabh Bachchan. But we can modulate our voice. Modulation means we should use rising, falling tones as per the message, because voice modulation helps us to convey desired meaning to our audience. Equally important are pauses, because a pause taken at a right time convey the meaning of 1,000 words. So that should be learned by observing great speakers on YouTube's or in personal. You can attend such a great speakers and learn this. Then enrich your vocabulary. The most worst problem with the students, so far as English language is concerned, it has been observed that most of the students' vocabulary is very poor, because they do not read newspapers, because they do not read novels, because they do not use the words they have heard. If you hear a new word today, you have to activate that word by using it again and again. If you use that word again and again, it will be on the tip of your tongue. You don't need to fumble for the words in future. So for vocabulary enrichment, you can read newspapers, because in newspapers you can find the news from all sections of life, from all walks of life. If there is a murder, the news is there. If there is an accident, news is there. If there is any technical invention, news is there. If there is a political drama, news is there. So if you read newspapers, the Indian Express, the Times of India and others, you come to know, you come across variety of words from variety of sectors, and it helps you to enrich your vocabulary, and it enables you to use the right words at the right time and in the right context as well. And last but not the least, make effective use of visual aids. Whatever visual aids we are using should be used effectively. Because of technology, we can have a lot of visual aids at our hand, and with the help of them, we can make our communication effective. That's all on my part. If you have any questions regarding the communication skills for engineers, you feel free to ask me. I will try my level best to clear your doubts. Thank you very much, sir. Over to Sawase, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. I request all the participants, if any doubt is there, any problem is there, please raise your questions by unmuting your mic, as well by through the chat box. You can raise your questions. Yes, any question? No? Okay, sir. Well, while the questions are coming,
Okay.
just I would like to thank you. And really, you have covered almost a very important part from this communication skills background and in this today's session. So you talked a lot about the simple definitions of communication and how that communication is important in the engineer's life. Along with that, how the students can be motivated to the take the part in the group discussion as well, mock interviews as well, and how they can improve their self confidence as well. Around that, you talked a lot of things about how to present themselves in the simplest manner. Being engineer, how should they present? Also, you have highlighted about the leadership skills. At most, you talks about the tips to improve their communication. So, well, very nice session. While you have covered various points from this perspective. So, I request if any doubt is there from the participants, please may ask your doubt. Any question is there through the YouTube as well. If you have any doubt, please.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, what is difference between oral communication and written communication?
Yes, very nice question. Difference between oral and written communication. In oral communication, we use sounds, and in written communication, we use signs. And if we talk about in terms of its importance, if you want to influence or if you want to communicate your message effectively, oral communication is always preferred. So far as written communication is concerned, it has a legal importance. And that's why when you work in industry, most of the official communication takes place in the format, in the written format. When you are given, when you do something excellent work, you are given letter of appreciation, because that letter helps you at the time of promotion, at the time of your performance appraisal. The same is true with the memo as well. If if any employee is behaving or breaking the rules and norms of the company, a memo, that is memorandum, is given to that employee, and again it is a legal document for that company. So it is on the paper, and at the time of performance appraisal, that also is considered. So this is the difference. In written communication, written language, there is signs, symbols we use, and in oral communication, sounds, that we have a speech mechanism. Speech mechanism, we produce different signs with the help of vocal cords, and we use oral language. So oral language is more powerful than written language.
Thank you, sir.
Nice.
Is there any question from?
Yes. Do you have any more questions? Please raise your questions.
It seems that, sir,
Questions are
we don't have any more questions.
okay. Okay.
So, sir, I would like to thank the Honorable Principal of your college, Dr. Kailas Karandi, sir, Honorable Head of your department, and Honorable Sawase, sir, who invited me and gave an opportunity to interact with you, to give my presentation on this topic. Thank you very much for all that.
Thank you so much, sir.
And one more thing, sir. I must thank all the participants, because I saw there were near about 100 participants who were there, and sir told me before the session that they had attended all the regular lectures, and still they are attending your lecture. So hats off to you, kudos to you for attending my session. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for giving a valuable time for us and giving the direction for our students related to communication and their principles to professional life. As well, I would like to thank our first year's head of the department, Professor Nikam sir. He is also giving the valuable time for us for the presenting doing the live streaming from the YouTube and all things. I would like to all the participants who has been attending such their sessions from the at 10 o'clock, but still they are with full of enthusiasm. They have been attending such kinds of sessions. So once again, I would like to thank you to all. Thank you so much, sir. Now I will end the meeting, sir. Thank you. Thank you.